welcome to today's video. My name is Jess, and in today's video, I'm going to be talking about all of the books that I found at the library today. So if that's something that interests you, then keep on watching. I wasn't planning on going to the library today. My kids needed new books. We've been reading the same books over and over again this summer, so I decided to take them. And at my library, when you first walk in, there's a display of all of the bestsellers that they have at the moment, and it was stocked full of really good finds, like the most that I probably have found of books that I have really wanted to read in a really long time. So the first book that I found was An Anonymous Girl by Greer Hendricks and Sarah Pekkanen. I hope I pronounced that right. They wrote the book The Wife Between Us, which I loved. So I really love, like I mentioned in some previous videos, I really love a good psychological thriller, and I really liked The Wife Between Us. So when I saw that they had this one, I was like, oh, I gotta get my hands on it. They never have it. So this one is about, it says, seeking women ages 18 to 32 to participate in a study on ethics and morality, generous compensation, anonymity guaranteed. When Jessica Ferris signs up for a psychology study conducted by the mysterious Dr. Shields, she thinks all she'll have to do is answer a few questions, collect her money, and leave. Question 1. Could you tell a lie without feeling guilt? But as the questions grow more and more intense and invasive, and the sessions become outings where Jess is told what to wear and how to act, she begins to feel as though Dr. Shields may know what she's thinking and what she's hiding. Question 2. Have you ever deeply hurt someone you care about? As Jess's paranoia grows, it becomes clear that she can no longer trust what's in her to no longer trust what in her life is real and what is one of Dr. Shields' manipulative experiments. Caught in a web of deceit and jealousy, Jess quickly learns that some obsessions can be deadly. Question 3. Should a punishment always fit the crime? From the authors of the blockbuster's bestseller The Wife Between Us comes an electrifying new novel about doubt, passion, and just how much you can trust someone. So this book, the synopsis really reminds me of a Lisa Jewell book that I read, which is this one called The Invisible Girl. It has a similar vibe where like a doctor is basically filling your head with lies or manipulating you to believe certain things. And I really liked that one, so I'm excited to give this one a go. The next one that I found, I have been seeing it a little bit on Bookstagram, and everyone who I've seen post about it has highly recommended it, and that is Lessons in Chemistry by Bonnie Garmus. And This one is about a chemist. Elizabeth Zott is not your average woman. In fact, Elizabeth Zott would be the first to point out that there is no such thing as an average woman. But it's the early 1960s, and her all-male team at Hastings Research Institute takes a very unscientific view of equality. Except for one, Calvin Evans, the lonely, brilliant, Nobel Prize-nominated grudge holder who falls in love with, of all things, her mind. True chemistry results. Like science, the life is unpredictable, which is why a few years later, Elizabeth Zott finds herself not only a single mother, but also the reluctant star of America's most beloved cooking show, Supper at 6. Elizabeth's unusual approach to cooking, combine 1 tablespoon acetic acid with a pinch of sodium chloride, proves revolutionary, but as her following grows, not everyone is happy, because as it turns out, Elizabeth Zott isn't just teaching women to cook, she's daring them to change the status quo. Laugh out loud funny, shrewdly observant, and set it with a dazzling cast of supporting characters, Lessons in Chemistry is as original and vibrant as its protagonist. So I'm hoping it lives up to the hype of being really funny. I'm hoping the main character is funny. There are some books that I really liked just because the main character was just super hilarious, like The House in the Cerulean Sea, and Finlay Donovan is killing it. I thought that the protagonists were super hilarious and it just kept making me want to read more and more. So there's that one. And then this one I actually had never heard of before, but I was intrigued about it after I read the synopsis while I was in the library, and it's The Line Club by Annie Ward. So this one is about, at an elite private school nestled in the Colorado mountains, Natalie, an office assistant, dreams of having a life like the school moms she deals with every day. Women like Brooke, a gorgeous heiress, ferociously loving mother and serial cheater, and Asha, an overprotective mom who suspects her husband of having an affair. Their fates are bound by the handsome assistant, athletic director Nicholas, whom Natalie loves, Brooke wants, and Asha needs. But when 2 bodies are carried out of the school one morning, it seems the tension between mothers and daughters, rival lovers, and the haves and have-nots has shattered the surface of this isolated, affluent town where people stop at nothing to get what they want. So, like I said, I actually have never heard of this author or this book before, and the synopsis sounded really good, so it intrigued me. And the author, Mary Kubica, she actually wrote a praise on the back of the book for it. She said, Ward ratchets up the tension and breakneck pacing. So curious to give that one a go. And then the next 2 books are probably my biggest finds that I was so excited to find. Actually, when I first walked into the library and I saw this next book, I audibly gasped. I was like, oh, they have it, because I never see it there. And it got the attention of the librarian. And she actually was like, oh my God, we just got a bunch of new books in. I don't know what you just looked at, but I'm so excited, you know, that there's a bunch of new books in. I was like, yes. So she made me really excited. And so that one is, oh, this is a big book. The Lincoln Highway by Amor Towles. And this one is about, in June 1954, 18-year-old Emmett Watson is driving home to Nebraska by the warden of the juvenile work farm, where he has just served 15 months for involuntary manslaughter. His mother long gone, his father recently deceased, and the family farm foreclosed upon by the bank, Emmett's intention is to pick up his 8-year-old brother Billy and head to California, where they can start their lives anew. But when the warden drives away, Emmett discovers that 2 friends from the work farm have hidden themselves in the trunk of the warden's car. Together they have hatched an altogether different plan for Emmett's future, one that will take them all on a fateful journey in the opposite direction, to the city of New York. Spanning just 10 days and told from multiple points of view, Towles' 3rd novel will satisfy fans of his multi-layered literary styling while providing them an array of new and richly imagined settings, characters, and themes. And I have seen nothing but praise for this book online, and I'm so excited that my library had it, because it was on my list for probably next month to buy, which I don't know if any of you guys have seen my previous video. It was my July TBR list, and I think I might have screwed the pooch on that one because I just got 5 new books from the library and they're due at the end of the month. So obviously I have to read those ones first. So this is kind of like a rewritten July TBR, if you will. And then so the last book that I got, which made me audibly gasp too, because I've seen this book everywhere, from on Bookstagram, Booktube, I mean everywhere, is called Book of Night by Holly Black. I'm sure so many of you have seen this or read it. So this one is about Charlie Hall has never found a lock she couldn't pick, a book she couldn't steal, or a bad decision she wouldn't make. She spent half her life working for gloamists, magicians who manipulate shadows to peer into locked rooms, strange people in their beds, or worse. Gloamists guard their secrets greedily, creating an underground economy of grimoires, and to rob their fellow magicians they need Charlie Hall. Now she's trying to distance herself from past mistakes, but bartending at a local dive, she's still entirely too close to the corrupt underbelly of the Berkshires. Not to mention that her sister, Posey, is desperate for magic, and that Charlie's shadowless and possibly soulless boyfriend, Vince, has been hiding things from her. When a terrible figure from her past returns, Charlie descends into a maelstrom of murder and lies. Determined to survive, she's up against a cast of doppelgangers, merciful billionaires, gloamists, and the people she loves best in the world, all trying to steal a secret that will give them a vast and terrible power. So I haven't read a good fantasy novel in a really long time, and since I keep seeing this one everywhere, I am really excited to give this one a go. So those were the books that I picked up at the library today. Like I said, I'm super shocked that I was able to get that many books off of my wish list at the library. I love when that happens. Have you guys read any of these books? Let me know in the comments down below. And be sure to like this video and subscribe to my channels. I'm gonna put out a video every Wednesday and Friday. And you can also follow me on Instagram at JessicaAmber_book review. All right, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.